Hello, good day, good evening. Yeah, this is the map environment of scene. So the first thing I will do before the analysis was carried out was to add the data as sent. So the footpath shapefile. Okay, before this, sorry, you come to your layer, you set your coordinate system, set it to WGS 984. Then you add the data, the footpath. Don't worry about the geographical warning. It will coordinate itself to the geographical coordinate system on its own. Just close it. Then you can check that back. Go to your source. As you can see, can you see? We have a back. So that's the coordinate system for this. The reason why I'm putting the coordinate system of the entire drawing to WGS is because of the exported CSV file you set in geographical coordinates. So the next thing you have to do now is we add the CSV Excel file as point data, XY data rather. So once we open that, we click on the export CSV, and then we add it to the pod here. Then the X feed signifies the longitude, the Y the latitude. There is no Z, and then the geographical system WGS 1984, and then close. Okay, as you can see, it's on the shapefile already. So now the next thing we did here now is to export these out as you know we just added up this data, right? So we want to export this data to our folder. So the generations and all rating shapefile, and save it. Then say click OK. Then you want to add it and say yes. So I have all the rating now. You can remove this. So here is all the rating. So you can open the attribute table. Then you can see the lat and long, then the description of the rating as sent by you. So the next thing we're doing now is we're gonna since okay, the first task you asked us to calculate was the closest route from this area here, to around this place. But before we do that, let's try to class this point rating as sent. Let's try to class them based on what your analysis is all about. That is, you want to know the closest routes from the least, that is the lowest rating points, to all other points. So using this footpath as the route for the analysis. So what we're gonna do now is we'll try to selection by attributes. This all rating has its own field. It has its own new fields like rating field. So and you double click on this, then equals to, then you get your unique value. This is the list over all over rate, or the rating point, the least rating position or location. So once you double click on that, then you apply. Once you apply, as you can see now, it's highlighted on the drawing on itself. So we're going to get the routes from all this location to every other rating points here with respect to this routes here, the footpath here rather. So what we're gonna do now is you click OK, and then I would like to export this out to my working folder. Now I'll save it as the list. I would like to save this as the lowest overall rating. So after you're done with that, then you shapefile already, then you save it, then you click OK, then you add it up to the map. So here is the lowest overall rating. Then you can select my symbol, then you can change the size to maybe 8, then the color maybe to red, and then you click OK. Then you can see all these points are still selected, and I'll go to selection. I'll clear all selected features. So here, this red position or the red points are the lowest overall rating, in which you want to get the routes from all these lowest overall rating to the other rating points. So here now, as you can see, the all rating here, if you check the attribute table, it comprises of all the rating starting from the lowest to the highest. But in this case, we are not going to include the lowest inside this new shapefile. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna repeat the same procedure we did the other time. That is the selection by attribute, the all rating. Just leave it as default. Then you apply it again. We want to remove these out away from the shapefile, so that we can, since already we already exported out as a reference where we are going to get the roots of other rating points from. So so we apply it again. You click OK, then you open the attribute table for the all rating. Then there's a show selected records. So here is the points we interested in. So what we're gonna do here is we try to delete all these points. As you can see, if I right click here, the deleted option is not active. So what I'm gonna do is I will go to my editor and start editing. Then as you can see, I have it now. Then I can just Control A, highlight all. Okay, then there's selection, the clear selected. Oh my god, I'm coming. Sorry for the cutoff. I'm trying to delete then. Just try to check whether it's still in here, and I can see it's still in here. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna as default. Okay, let me just use this as default. Good. Then you can just cancel this out. Then go back to my selection. Selection by attribute, and repeat the same thing and applied. And click OK, then open the attribute table or the selected records. Then you can right click and then you delete all the selected. So once I'm done with that, I'll just go back to my editor and then stop and then save my edits. Then I will close this out. So now we have all rating from 1 to 7. We are excluding 0, since 0 is the lowest of our rating, and our mission is we want to get the roots from this lowest of our rating to the entire rating, other rating points or locations. So the next thing now we're gonna do is okay, since we got that right, then it's the right time now for us to start our analysis, since all the data is already okay. Before I go forward, now the impedance, we have to include our impedance on this footpath, which are the time and the length. But I've done that already, so I will redo it so that you can get it right. So I'm gonna delete all this field. And I'll repeat everything all over again. So the first field you're adding up is the length field. So then you add a length field. Then your type is the floats. Then you click OK. So you have it. The next is the time, which is a minutes. Don't make mistakes of spelling. Minutes. Then you go back and you select your float and then you click OK. Then the next field we're adding up is the speed. The speed of the moving, or the trekking, let me just call it speed, the rate at which the people are moving on the footpath. So that is it, and then we just denote the type as floats, of course. You can write float. So now this can be calculated, the length can be calculated automatically by by the software itself. You set the length, you see now the coordinate system, you see. So now, let's assume, let's put a unit in meter. So you have everything in meter here now. So that's the total length of the footpath here. Then we have the minutes. You can get a minute without getting the speed first. The time we can without getting the speed. So here we're gonna assume a value in meter, which is maybe 40,000 meter. Then you can convert it to kilometer then for you to know the kilometer per hour, the rate of moving on the footpath. Which is just an assumed value. If you know the average speed at which people trek on the footpath, then you can include it in this VB scripts fit calculator box, dialog box. Then you can click OK. So you generate everything. You see now. So for this minute now, that will be the length divided by the speed. So we go to our fit calculator for us to perform this. The length divided by the speed. The speed. Normally if I apply this formula directly, the length divided by the speed, I'm gonna have hour as the units, and what I'm having here is minutes. So what I'm gonna do is, if you're converting hour to minutes, so like I said all the time, if you're applying this length, if you're applying this formula, we're going to have our units in hours, but this time around we're dealing with minutes. Then that's your speed times times. So I'm trying to record. So this is the formula we're applying: the length divided by the speed. Then I was the length divided by the speed. You open a bracket divided by 60. It's okay. Reason the speed is kilometer per hour. So you apply the formula. You're applying this formula so is to get the minutes value. So once I click OK, I have this calculated. So once I'm done with all this, then I can start with my analysis, which is the network analysis I'm trying to carry it out. Then how do I start? Then you go to my catalog, and where you're working. I'm working as a video generation. This is it. So right click, then new network data set. So only click that. It's gonna bring this footpath and new nest. Do you want to model tone in this network? It depends on your choice. Some choose yes, some choose no, but in this case I'm gonna choose no. So then you click on nest, then your connectivity, check this, okay, move on. No, I'm not using elevation. Then you click next, and then as you know, the meter here, then the minutes, you can select it, minutes, that's all. You click on next, you want to establish driving direction? No, we're not. Then next, and then next, finish. The new network dataset has been created. Would you like to build it now? Then yes. Do you want to add this up? Yeah, I want to add it up. Convert everything back to the normal coordinate system. It will. Now I have it. You can move this down just to have this as well. Now, as you can see on the drawing, now I have my new network set. So what I'm trying to achieve now is you go to customize and you enable some extension. Make sure that all these extensions are all clicked on, because the mainly one we are after is this network analyst. So once you click that, I don't always off them, I just put everything on. So once I close it, then you you right click at any open space around this area, just to right click, then you find your network analysis analyst here. That's it. Then after that, you can see I have it there. I can move it in, I can move this up, don't worry. Then now you can see all these actives now. If I don't create the network or initially, all these won't be active. So now the first task you asked me to do was to get the distance from this point A to this point A. Just so what I'm gonna do now is I'll click on new routes, then you click on this menu window. So if you click it, it will bring you over here, and then I'll click on the location tools. You said it should start around this area here. Now just click any point as 1, then around this area here, then as 2. Then after I'm done with that, then I can run my analysis. You can see now, as soon as I click on the run tools, I have this generated. So which is this, so you can determine, oh okay, now I have the impedance right now is on minutes, which is 0.92 to cover the particular route at the average speed I imported at the time. If you're working at that particular speed, this is the time it will take you to reach the second location where we picked to be our graphic 2. Then you can just cancel this, and then we click on this route just to check our attributes properties, the layer properties rather. Then you can, the analysis settings, the impedance, you can select it up to 2. As I've done the other time, under the attributes table for that route, we have the minute already. So if you want to check the distance, you can have it, and if you want to have both, just come to the accumulation here, and then you check the 2 box, and then you click OK, and then you go back here, then you open the attributes table. You can see the length is now calculated. Okay, so wait, let me use that. Let me run the tools again, and let's just remove this, delete all, then let me run the tools again, since I'll tamper with the settings or something like that. Then I can check this back. You see now, so I have the total minute. The total distance from that graphics 1 to graphics 2 point is 613.55 meters, and the time taken for the person trekking from that point to the other point is 0.92 minutes, working at an average speed of 40,000 meters. So after I'm done with that, then you can just cancel it. You want to add this out, desired routes, then you come to export data, then you locate your what's it called, your folder, then you say your desired route, in form of a shapefile. So once we do that, I want it on the map. So here it is on the map now. That is the desired route. So you can remove all these, but in case you want to work with other places, so you can remove all that. But this time around, I'm gonna uncheck the routes. You see now, so I don't have it anymore. Then now straight to the business, where you want to have the route. So now straight to the business, where we want to get the, what's this called, the distance from all the lowest overall rating. These are the lowest overall rating. These are the locations of the lowest overall rating. These are the lowest overall rating. The red, they are denoted with red. To all these other points here, we have them on the drawing, which are the whole rating. So the whole rating ones. So this is what we do. We're going to apply We're going to apply the no closest facilities, and then once you click that, it will bring it out. Okay. So the facilities here, I'm gonna load it. The facilities is the lowest of our rating from so points, which are this point, the lowest of our rating. So that will be our facilities. This tolerance 5,000 means just like every point within the very closer to all those points within the range of 5,000 will be recognized. But in case you want to reduce it to 1,000, so every other rating that is the other ratings apart from the lowest will be neglected within the range of maybe 6,000 above. But this 5,000 is okay because the range I don't think is even up to 5,000. But for better advice is you will leave it by default. But in case you just don't know it's you can just take 2,000 or something like that. But I leave it by default. So after I'm done with that, then you click OK. Once I click OK, as you can see here, the facility is 5 locations. This location is having the lowest, as it called, the lowest rating point, and location 2, location 3, location 4, and location 5. So you can just click or select it. So now you click on the incident. What are my incidents? My incidents, you are going to load the location for the incident. The incidents are all rating, excluding the lowest one. So you just leave everything by default too. Then you click OK. As you can see, it's loading the rating. So as soon as it's done, then you have them to be the other color. You can change the color yourself. Once you click here, just go to the properties and just go to the properties and symbology, blah blah blah, and then you change your color, the features and blah blah blah, change the colors. So but I'm okay with that since that's not what I'm after. Then the incident are the all other rating. So now using the footpaths, we're gonna calculate the routes. The routes will be calculated automatically. So once I sort the twos, so now you can see I have 833 routes serving between these facilities and the incidents. The facilities there is the least overrating points, overall rating locations, and the incidents are the other rating, what's it called, the other rating locations. So these are the routes. Then I can just open the attributes table. Then you can see I have the minute alone. So I'm gonna delete that, and I'm gonna go back to my compilation and select spot here. Click OK. You can do additional setup yourself by using your time and everything like that. You can facility to find, maybe it is only one rating you want, you can select them here and everything like that. So that's all. Just what I'm here for is calculation. I want the length and the minutes for the impedance. You can see for the impedance here we only have 2 parameters, which are the length and the minutes. So once you're done with that, you click OK, then you run your tools and it will work out as done initially. So we have the route to be 833 routes. Then you can open the attributes tables. As you can see, I have a good, this is the main thing here, the name. As you can see on my right part here, I have location ranging from 1 to 5 throughout the entire table. Throughout the entire table here now. So, and then now from a location 5, that is the location 5 of the list overall rating, to location 1 of other rating. You say you want the routes from the list to all rating. You get me right now. So location 1 out of the other overall ratings like above 0. So this is denoted as location 1. So from the 5th location of the list to the location of overall, the first location of overall, we have total minutes to be 0.279427, and the total length to be the 186.this a meter. So the same thing applies throughout. So once you get to your Excel format, you can rearrange all these completely. So, but the function has been done automatically by the software here. So now, as you can see now, location 4 to location 5 here, you don't have any data. That means the distance is very small to be calculated. So that's the reason we're having 0 value here. So these are very fast. These locations they're good. All these 0 parameters, locations, they have very close contact with each other. That is the minutes, the time, and the distances when you calculate it. That is, they are very close to each other. So that's all about it. Then you can have everything. So we have overall rating. We have 133 points for the overall rating, and then we have just only 5 allocation for the least overall rating. So these are the routes, which are in polyline format, and that's it. So you can now decide to export these out, and you can just go back to our location and then routes from the list rating location to overall rating. So then just click OK and hard OK and say OK, yes, okay. So you have it there now on a layer here, so you can decide to delete this. Okay, so now the last tool here is the direction. Now if you click this, you can see we have a failed to generate directions. It does not support driving directions. This was wrong because initially when we started when we were creating the network already, we didn't specify that we want driving directions. Assuming you specify you want the drive direction, you should have clicked that initially, but since that is not what we are after. But in case you want to have your driving direction, then initially before you, so that is the in case you want to generate the driving direction, just like from location so to location so, it asks you turn left, turn right, or then walk 2 meters, and then that's all. So this is not a problem. As soon as before you start creating your network, road network, you should have checked it out. That do you want the driving direction? You say yes. So that's it. So that is the summary of everything we've done so far. So you can just update one, and then you can unpack our routes. So that's it. Everything so far. So everything so far is alright. So thanks so much. That's all.